fact that everybody wanted this relationship to fail, even you that's watching it. You told yourself, you told your mother, you told your father, you told your sisters, you told your brothers that Tonto's marriage was not going to last. So how would I have left a marriage that you thought was not going to last? Would I not have worked so, at least to a little extent, to make it work, even if I was dying? A lot of people are going through this. Most of you sitting at home, even criticizing me, you are going through this. They are beating you every day and you are enjoying it because of your children's sake. I was one of the only few people who could not. And I'm speaking out. And I would not be called a liar for speaking out. If you want to take this picture to America, to London, to Europe for forensic, I am in.
I was saying that was Namama Baba Intasem TV. Send any day Dike now audition Intasem TV. Mestre no subscribe no if you watch share no press so bell. Na sa bibia the video to so na wanya kwan ahwe na me kwaso abon kai say Ahintasem TV agent ha e wo Facebook anything so hu ye wo Facebook a e ma we mfi se be follow ye na wa like na fi wa share ye videos wo amaye abusia se ye nyina e be kai a Tonto Dike Nigeria ni abai wa oye odi ni dwuma say movie actress na enche na Tonto Dike ne ho nsem na ware okoye no mu nsensem bebre on ne kunu divorce ye on ne ma ne ba ni kunu ne ba no ne nsem bebre na ebeto abonten ne eya ampa ene ne enya ampa ne ye ntoro ne ye nokore nyina no amanfo akekan ye de fa abai we hu na afe na abro ayi poma wo kwan mu Tonto Dike na nkasa aba abonten edi na no disam abeto dwa ne esi potia ema aware ne guye na de ni kunu gusu a oye to show people outside say only do take care of ne ma and also take care of ne ba na ebia Tonto Dike mo na eje akone free nsem ni nyina baba we aba bonten aba abechirim adofo se ebia no nya video no bi ahwe se onya nya bi hwe ya Misjoan me show video no bi every video imra.
There was an incident that happened in court. My son was supposed to have come to court. They said my son should come to court. And the day I was supposed to bring my son, he was aware. We were both in court. And they said, you know what? This court has been adjourned. In the next 2 weeks, we need you to come to court with your son. His father was sitting down here. I was sitting down there with my own lawyers. Next 2 weeks, I came to court with my son. Dressed him all up. Proud that he was going to come and see his father. At least his father would see him after such a long time. Churchill did not show up in court for that day. Even the judges asked the lawyers, the man who is here saying he loves his son did not show up on the one day, the one and only day that your son was supposed to be present in court, because they wanted to see how he was faring, how he lose, if it was they wanted to know how I've been taking care of my child. This man did not show up, and he had not seen his child for months before then. This man came to court. I'm sure it's look at the court paper. He came to court, and his lawyers asked the judge to ask me that I was going to be the one to foot his bills to court. After marrying you with my money when I am not an Indian woman, after feeding you, after clothing you, after making you a man, making you who you are, putting you in the public eyes, after everything that I did, you still want to come back and eat my money because you want me to pay for you to come to court. That I should pay his transportation fare. His lawyers were asking for transport. They said I should pay a sum of 250,000 if I put someone on ground that I can trust. So if there is nobody that I can trust, this man would not go close to my child. Because as the matter is, I cannot trust my nannies, because my nannies do not know what is going on. My nannies will not be able to look at what to look at or look for, because it can just be a thread this man will pull and put on my son's hair. It might even be a finger to put in my son's mouth. It might be anything just to jeopardize my happiness with my son. He would do it. And that is why when I presented, the court does not admit diabolism, but the strength of the accusation I brought as diabolic, of his diabolic this thing, was so strong that the court had to put that order. Before you see your son, your wife must give you somebody. In fact, your son must be brought to you by somebody that she can only trust. I've never found that person. Now, talking about that, this man said that he does things for my son. Between when I was his wife to when I left him, these are the only things Olakule Church he ever bought for his son. This is a nightgown. It's a pyjama short. It's a similar one. This is it. This is the top. 2 trousers, 1 top. This pendant. Look at it. And this. These are the only thing a 37-year-old man have bought for his child from birth to date. And Olakule Churchill, I'm putting it to you. If you have any other receipts of anything that you say that you've bought for your son, bring it out. And you better be sure that those things are with me. You better be sure that those things are with your son. Because he lied that he bought my son a car when I left him, just to show people that, oh, I get money. You said you bought your son a car. What was that car again? I think it was I can't remember, but it was GLC, something like GMC. Yes, the GMC. You say you bought your son a GMC. There's no GMC anywhere. You bought you use your fraud money to buy cars so you can ship your money into Nigeria, sell the car, and you got your money. You say you bought my son a car. Well, I live with my son. I see my son every day of his life. To the pin in his hair, to, he's not a girl, so he doesn't have a pin on his hair. But whatever. From his head to his toe, I am responsible for my son. I cater for that boy. And I don't disturb you for money because, you see, the truth is that some people have asked me, oh, why don't you take him back to court because he's not paying child support? The truth is, I want to be selfish. With my son, I'm very selfish. If this man starts to pay child support on a regular basis, he would have access to my child. So for him to not pay gives me the leverage to change my son's name to what I want, because I am now the father and the mother to my son. And it's okay, like I told you, I've been broke before. I still get broke till today. Okay, so it's okay that you're broke and you cannot afford for your son. But then, can't you call your son? My son's birthday, he went and he wrote some emotional crap. Boom. I was sitting down, my best friend was with me throughout my party for my son. Nobody ever heard a call from this man to say, let me wish my son a happy birthday. But you go on social media to chase the clouds, telling them that God is going to bring you and your son together. Who took your son away in the first place from you? Which woman, born a woman on earth, has the guts to keep away a child, a son for that matter, from a man who pays bills, who born you well as a woman? My son's name is Dike for now. It's not going to be Dike forever. I will get married, my son's name will change. If I'm changing my name tomorrow, it will change. It would never answer his father's name as long as I live on this earth and as long as you're not doing your duties.
Ababa wa Tonto Dike ekosua de nsem etudwa kan se niema aware no kura di gbe ebe se kura shoki no ma ne ye no won ye na odwen ho a ontiase odwen ho seden ya entimi ntoto aso. And they say one night, Okohu Nikuya, just say, slate, and I say, a skirt, red pie, my fancy skirt, red is Sini Kunuyasene, Nahu candles, a red, send any Kunuya de you, say no to an ado, say no, ya rich house of you. Me, Miniho, intimate. Or not a Nikuna no who ye. Ababa way corswa, I didn't send to the edge said in any Kunuya, and Nansuma Wareno, a gooye. After I came back from giving birth for my son, I had been suspecting that
he was Yahoo. Before I even came back to Nigeria, I started to suspect. But the only thing that actually made me confirm was a night. He wasn't supposed to be home that night. And I slept early. Because of my son, I sleep early. And I went and I heard some noise upstairs in his room, because he's in the penthouse and my room is under. So I heard the noise upstairs. Nobody was supposed to be in that room. So I was going to go check what was happening in the room. I opened up this room. I saw a full-grown man wearing a red cloth in his waist with red candles everywhere around him with a laptop in his hand. Immediately I saw that, I was shocked. I was simply shocked. And I was shocked. I was not scared, but I was shocked. But I just started laughing like a mad person. I just started laughing. He got me, and that was one of the fights we fought after King. When I lost my pregnancy, he pushed me down a flight of 3 stairs. We were fighting. Now, people will say, you know what, Tonto, why did you stay and you fought so long and you are fighting? This man is hitting you and you're fighting and you're not leaving. Domestic violence, it's not always very easy for you to walk away from. And don't forget the fact that everybody wanted this relationship to fail, even you that's watching it. You told yourself, you told your mother, you told your father, you told your sisters, you told your brothers that Tonto's marriage was not going to last. So how would I have left a marriage that you thought was not going to last? Would I not have worked so, at least to a little extent, to make it work, even if I was dying? A lot of people are going through this. Most of you sitting at home, even criticizing me, you are going through this. They are beating you every day and you are enjoying it because of your children's sake. I was one of the only few people who could not. And I'm speaking out. And I would not be called a liar for speaking out. If you want to take this picture to America, to London, to Europe for forensic, I am in. Yes, I gave the court substantial amount of proof. I'm just going to show you just a little bit of one. Of some things I would wake up and find under my pillow, under my son's bed, on top of my son's novel. This is a conversation between myself and my son's father's younger brother, when I was saying that they need to come and take this shit out of my home because I've left him now. I've divorced him already. So I said they need to come and break whatever court is on this shit. And I gave the court, yes, the court actually does not admit that ballism, but the strength of my accusation make them worry for consent.
Abusia, no, and say, I did be our Betty Biano. Say, no, say, no, one cassa. She's the root cause of that situation and the pan woman. And sana, said you will be one work can be born, and I say be papa after nipa obihu. I say, BC, Nasa Wunyan Tissin is it here, and will come be a brown ya way. Afutuo kakra me de be ma hwefo nyina no abrebia no make sure sa asem bia wo kan bia no no kra won koka bone bia gu obi so ne mu ade a wo kan wo ne ndie wo nan esi so yes ebokuru yes it hurts some people's feeling and when say one person obi be hurt to feeling won so man hurt to obi feeling na abusa week mu ensesema e beto odwa na Misjoan me kan nyina bo ma me de brem medum ene na abusia aha enam dim besie so don fo ne de dum ya ye best e hia biem Misjoan enam megye so na se o hia na afema da ahintasem a megye so darling ye be hia